Okay, this is episode 1 of We Haven't Decided on a Name Yet. You want to say hi,
To be
Lily?
decided.
Huh?
Hello. To be decided.
Yeah, it's
on the
to be
name.
determined. TBA. We are... okay, so I'm Henry, or Evelyn, whatever you want to call me. And this is my cousin Lily.
Hello.
And this is our podcast. So we're gonna start. We're gonna talk about I have a list. So we're both big fans of anime and the Studio Ghibli movies. So I'm just gonna go through. I have the list of Ghibli films pulled up here. We're just gonna go through. We have like a rating system. We're gonna rate them out of 10, and talk a little bit about why. So yeah. Um. So first up, we have Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind from 1984. You have any thoughts on that one immediately, or should I go first?
I watched that one a long time ago. I remember it being good.
You remember it being good?
Yeah. I mean, you could tell that the style was definitely older. I mean, that's the oldest one, correct?
Yeah, it's 1984.
But it was still really good. I want to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, you should, because like I remember yeah, it's also been a while since I've watched it, but I used to love that movie. I mean, I still love that movie, but I used to watch it like all the time, and it was I remember like even when I was younger, I noticed like the animation style and like the editing was a bit more jerky, so like it wasn't as advanced, but it didn't matter, you know, the whole world that they were in, the design, the characters, like it's a great movie. I wouldn't say it's like in the top tier for Ghibli. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. What about you?
Yeah, I would agree. I like the story. If I remember correctly, the story was very interesting, very original, I think, if I remember.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think I would agree with that. I really want to watch it again.
Story was amazing. I love the story. It's like all about like finding peace with the elements. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, so I would agree. 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. And next up, 1986, Castle in the Sky.
Okay. Let me go first on this one because I know you.
All right, you go first. Something
thoughts about that.
I have some strong opinions. Yes.
So the art style is beautiful. Like when they show the castle, it's really well done. It's beautiful, like the robot thing.
Oh yeah.
The robot thing, like that whole character, like it's just beautifully done. The art style is great. I mean, for me, the story's fine. I don't know. I think for me, it's like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
But
I agree. Art style is gorgeous. I love the robots. Fun fact, actually, that I found out a while back. The robots in Castle in the Sky were actually the inspiration for Minecraft Iron Golems.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's an interesting, because like they're all covered in vines and they have flowers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, no, so I love the robot. I thought that was a really nice scene. And yeah, you're right. The art style is gorgeous. The castle's amazing. The plot overall, I guess, is fine. Like the plot itself. But I just have such a big issue with the main characters. I don't like Patsu. I think he's really annoying in his like over determination about everything. Like he's not convincing to me. Like a protagonist that I find convincing who's like really determined would be like Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Not that we're talking about Demon Slayer right now, but like he's convincing and determined. This guy's just like, I have to save Sheeta no matter what. It's like, dude, you just fucking met her. And Sheeta, oh my god, Sheeta's a whole other problem. I fucking hate damsel in distress bullshit. Okay? I hate when, like, the girl can't do shit. It's like, it feels sexist, and I just don't want to watch the movie. It's just lame. One thing I will say, the characters I really liked were the pirates. I thought those were funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like the pirates. I hated Patsu and Sheeta, and they're, like, the main characters. They get the most screen time, so that really drags it down for me. And I enjoyed it a lot more when I was younger, but then it's one of those things where now that I'm older and I'm more judgmental, I guess you could say, I start to see the major flaws in it. So I'd probably, I don't know, the art style really is a saving grace. So I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, next up is Grave of the Fireflies, which I don't think either of us have seen.
No, it's
No.
very sad though. So
No, yeah,
we
I've
should
heard the
prepare
story.
ourselves.
It's about
And
like
I've heard the sub is better.
you've heard sub is
So.
better for that one. Most of I will say, this is just my personal opinion, but I've tried watching some of these in Japanese, and it's like one of the only instances I've ever found of any type of Japanese, like be it anime or just anything, where it's better in English. Like I don't know why. Like the English voice actors are typically better for Ghibli movies, but that's interesting that Grave of the Fireflies is better in sub. But that one's about like World War II or something, right? Or like
Yes.
the Hiroshima bombings. It's like these kids trapped in purgatory. That's pretty dark.
Yeah.
All right, next up. So, by the way, that's from 1988. Also from 1988, My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, classic. Hmm. That was just cute.
Yeah, it's so cute.
I mean, I don't think it's not their best. I think we all know what the best
Oh no,
Ghibli
yeah,
movies are.
we know what
But
we're gonna.
this one's definitely up there, and it's for a different reason than the best ones. Like, there's not a lot of action scenes. Obviously, like there's not
really any action scenes, like any fighting.
There's not. I don't think there's any. And it's mostly, how do you say? Like, I guess there are some dramatic moments, but it's just kind of chill and cute. I mean, I don't know if that makes any sense.
The majority of it. I'm sorry, you're done? Or you want to keep going?
You can go.
Yeah, I'd say it is cute, but like, I feel like the more I watch it, and I should also say this is the first movie I ever saw. Totoro, My Neighbor Totoro, first movie I ever saw in my entire life. So there's that emotional attachment. But I gotta say, like, the more I watch it, the more I get out of it. It's like there is like a really like emotional undertone because like I feel like Totoro almost helped the girls move into a new place in a way.
Right.
Like he made them feel more welcome, and then like the ending where Mei gets lost, like dude, that's heartbreaking and shit. And like Totoro helped them, like it's a beautiful film. And like yeah, I mean you could say it's a kids movie, and it's certainly one of Ghibli's better kids movies. We'll get to that later. But I think it's a great film for all ages, just all around. I love the message. I love everything about it. I don't think like you said, it's not like their best, but I'd probably put it up there, probably at the same level as Nausicaä. So I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, so 9 for that, and then 1989, Kiki's Delivery Service.
This is the first one I watched, so I have.
You have that.
Nostalgia for that one. I liked that one. Could be watched it a lot. When we were younger.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, the story's good. Animation style's good. Again, I don't think it's their best. But I don't know, I'm trying to decide if it's as good as Totoro. Or maybe a little less. I don't know.
I would say it was I think maybe the second one I watched after Totoro, so I also have that. I think like I want to it's tough though. Like I love it. I love it. I love the story. I love the characters. I love the animation. It's a cute story. It's a cute movie. I think I would give it like just because it's not on the same level as Nausicaä and Totoro, I think I'd give it an 8, but it's still it's amazing. Like an 8, like the way I personally see it is like 8, 9, and 10 are all like great. Like those are all like really good. And then below that is like it starts to get a little bit less. It's like with like school grades. Like if you get an 80 something, it's like that's good. But then like below an 80 is like, you know. So I'd give that an 8.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay. And then 1991, Only Yesterday. I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Is that the one? Is that the one that JelloApocalypse just like when he was making jokes about it? Or is it?
He said it was the worst one.
Or was that the one where it's my girlfriend is my dead ghost grandma? Was that Only Yesterday?
No.
No.
That was when Marnie was there.
When Marnie was there. Is that on this list? Oh, it is on this list. Oh god. Okay. No, Only Yesterday was the one about the pineapple, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I've not seen it.
I haven't seen. I don't know.
I don't plan on it.
I don't know if it's.
I mean, it's like a slice of life kind of. I think he like didn't really like most of the slice of life ones, did he?
I don't remember.
Well, anyway.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I guess so, but he didn't like when Marnie was there either, and that one's not really a slice of.
That's like a slice of LSD.
Yeah.
The slice of acid right there. Okay, so
I think Only Yesterday is just. I think it's definitely different from the ones that came before.
Well, it's Isao.
And it's not.
It's Isao Takahata. It's not.
Right. Yeah.
Miyazaki. And
he focuses on other.
Yeah, he focuses on more realistic stuff. Like he also did Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
Although Miyazaki did The Wind Rises, which is mostly like based on a true story, so that's interesting. But either way, we'll talk about that one later. 1992, Porco Rosso. You have not seen this one, right?
No.
All right, I won't talk about it for too long, just because you haven't seen it. But I think I love the fact that it takes place in like early 1900s Italy with like the planes and like the story of like. The story I think is for the most part pretty good. It has a huge sexism problem, but I think in a way it's kind of making fun of it a little bit. I won't spoil too much, but like there's a whole thing about like, oh, girls can't build planes, you know, we shouldn't let women build planes. But then the female lead character, who's I mean, she's not like the main character, but she's like the female lead. She proves herself that she can build planes. So like, I don't know, maybe it's kind of making fun of sexism, but like the whole thing just feels very kind of like sexist. I don't know. So like that was a big issue I had with it, but I probably wouldn't put it on the same level as Kiki, but I think I liked it better than Castle in the Sky just because the characters are better. Cuz like Castle in the Sky is like sexist and the characters suck. But Porco Rosso's sexist, but the characters are okay. Actually no, the characters are pretty good, but it is still sexist. So I'm gonna give that a 7 out of 10. Sorry, I kind of rambled a bit, but I give that one a 7. So yeah, next up, 1993, Ocean Waves. I haven't seen that.
I've seen it.
Okay, 1994.
I don't know.
1994, Pompoko. I've heard of this one. I've not seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
It's about like raccoons or some shit.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, 1995, I think, Whisper of the Heart. I think this was the first one we watched together, right?
No, we watched Kiki together.
We did?
Yeah.
Well, Whisper of the Heart... Go ahead.
I think I got Whisper of the Heart from the library, and I think I watched it, and then you must have... I don't know, you probably came over or something.
I remember
we watched
that.
it.
We were young, and I was like so excited. I was like, "Oh, it's a Miyazaki movie!" My parents told me about Miyazaki. I was so excited. No, but that one I don't remember too much about it. Was that the one where the guy made violins?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like
I watched this one recently.
He was like a jerk at first, but he.
Yeah. I liked it. Again, it's different. It's more of a slice of life a little bit with like the fantasy element of the cat or the Baron.
That actually
not really in it that much. I'm kind of confused why they included him.
I think what the Baron was it was supposed to be like, because like I don't remember it very well, but I remember there was like that old man, and like the Baron was like his greatest project or something, but like the Baron didn't really come to life until a later movie, which we'll talk about.
Right. Yeah. I liked it. The message I got from it was, you know, like everyone has a talent, everyone's special.
Yeah.
You know, but it can take time to grow on that talent. You know, like it doesn't come out of nowhere, right? Like it takes time, but if you work at it enough, like you'll get there if you're passionate enough about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the big message. And also a like sub message is like maybe also not comparing yourself to others. Because the main character, she was always comparing herself to everyone else. Like, you know, saying she's not at their level yet.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know what she wants to do yet, even though she's only going into high school. You know, so I think those are the big messages in the movie. And it's definitely more slice of life. But it's cute.
So what do you think you gave it out of 10?
7.5.
7.5.
Because I gave Castle in the Sky a 7, but I think Whisper of the Heart is better. I don't know.
So it's like better than Castle in the Sky, but not as good as Kiki?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember it very well, because it's been a while since I've seen it. I probably have to rewatch it. I think I saw it at a time in my life when I was looking for, like, exciting movies, because I was, like, a little kid. So, like, maybe back then I didn't like it so much. Now I probably would get more out of it, but I don't think I can necessarily rate it, but from what I remember, I guess it's, like, maybe like a, I mean, if I go by my little kid brain, which is, like, the last time I saw this movie, I give it, like, a 6.5, but I probably appreciate it more now, so I can't really rate that one, so let's move on. We'll move on to one that I think will be pretty easy for both of us. 1997, Princess Mononoke.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
100%.
10. Gorgeous.
100%.
Gorgeous animation. Beautiful story. Beautiful message. Love the characters. Like, I love every character in that movie. Concept. It's just it's good. So good.
I don't know how much. It's so good. Just watch it.
It's just fucking watch it. What are you doing? No, but like, it's good to see them doing like a very like serious movie, and they do it well.
Mhm.
I mean, that ending nearly brings me to tears, bro. I'm not gonna spoil it. Well, oh yeah, fuck, we forgot to say spoilers ahead. I'll put it. You know, it's all right. I'll put it in the title.
We haven't spoiled much.
We've spoiled a lot. No, I'll put it. I'll put it in the title of the video. I'll say spoiler warning in the title of the video.
Okay.
Yeah, Princess Mononoke is a 10. Do you have anything else to add about it?
No, it's great.
Yeah, it's a brilliant.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. And 1999, I've heard of this one. I've not seen it. It's another Isao Takahata one. My Neighbors, the Yamadas.
Yeah, I haven't
seen it. From what I can tell, and I'm not, obviously I haven't seen it, so I can't talk about too much, but from what I can tell, not only is it like based off of newspaper comics, kind of like Peanuts was based off of newspaper comics, it's kind of like that, and like it's not even in like an anime style, it's in the same style that the newspaper comics were in, so like I don't know how good it would end up being, but it looks kind of funny. I haven't seen it though, so I can't really talk. All right, next up's another easy one. 2001, Spirited Away.
Another 10 plus.
10 plus. 10 plus. I would give it a 10, definitely. It's like another one where the concept is so brilliant, the world is so brilliant, the character development is amazing. I think I like Princess Mononoke slightly more, maybe just because like I can get more into like the lore behind everything, I guess. But Spirited Away is brilliant. I love it. I love the concept. Yeah, it's 10 out of 10, easy. You have anything else to say?
I don't think so. It's like,
Yeah, with the ones that are like 10s, it's like hard to really know what to say about them. It's
it's
like,
hard.
yep, it's
I mean,
perfect.
they're good. I mean, everyone knows it.
Yeah,
If
no
you
one
know
questions
Ghibli, like,
Spirited Away. Yeah, anyone who's seen, like anyone who knows anything about Ghibli, like they know Spirited Away is the way to go.
Mhm.
All right, next up, The Cat Returns.
Well, I like this one. It is. Watching it again recently, I kind of realized how short it is.
Yeah.
It feels a little rushed, but I don't think that's bad necessarily for this one.
I mean, do remember that its original purpose was for like a fair or something, right? It was like supposed to be like a 20-minute film, and they made it like longer, but it is pretty short.
But I love it. I like the English dub better.
Did you
Watching
try
it in
Japanese?
sub, like it was okay, but the dub's good. Yeah, the story's fun. It's just it's fun. I mean, about cats. I mean, you know.
It's a cute one. It's a cute one. I mean, granted, it's another case, kind of like Pirates of the Caribbean, where like, because Pirates of the Caribbean was based on a ride, right?
I think so.
But it ended up being a really fucking good movie. It's kind of like
movies later, or was it 5? 5 movies later.
It's kind of like that. It's like surprising how good it came out, considering what it was originally meant to be. It's meant to be like a short film, and it ended up being like this adorable movie. Yeah, I mean, I get saying that it's rushed.
Watching it again, like as a kid, I didn't notice at all.
Well, I think it's good for kids, really, because kids have a short attention span. Yeah.
But watching it recently, I kind of felt it was a little short, but like that doesn't make it worse.
Doesn't really take away anything.
Still good.
Yeah.
The way it is.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a 9.
A 9 for you? Wow. Okay.
9.5.
9.5. Damn.
It's not as good as Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke by any means, but I still love it. I think it's worth watching. No matter what age you are.
No, I think it's great. I wouldn't put it that high. I think it's not for me. I think it's not as good as Nausicaä and Totoro, but it's probably on the same level as Kiki. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
8 out of 10. Yeah, no, I agree with pretty much everything you said. It's like it's cute, it's fun. I like the once again concept. All these concepts are mostly pretty good. Just like great stuff. I don't know what else to say.
Good.
All right, so then 2004, year we were born. Howl's Moving Castle. I'll let you take this one.
Well, okay, this one, I love this one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have I think it's my favorite.
Really?
I don't know. I mean, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and Howl's Moving Castle kind of all go together. It's not as good as Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, but I love it, so I have, I guess, a personal bias for it.
Well, look, we're not here to like give the objective opinion. We're here to like give our personal feelings. So if you want to give it a 10, go ahead. Like that's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's a 10. It is a little crazy. A fever dream, as you've called it before.
A little bit. Yeah.
The war concept doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't. I mean, they just kind of add in at the end that, oh, the prince is missing, and that's what started this war.
I remember that.
And it's like, oh, okay.
I think they did mention that earlier, maybe, but they didn't really flesh it out until the very end.
It's like, oh, the prince has been this scarecrow. Oh. Okay.
I think for me, that's what it was. It was like they had a lot of stuff going on that made sense, but it wasn't really fully fleshed out. But first of
Yeah.
all, you got to consider it's based on a book, which is kind of hard to do.
Uh,
And then second, which if you like the movie as much as you do, you should probably read the book. It might be cool. Um, but there's that. I mean, I haven't read it, but Julie has. She can tell you about it. Julie's my mom, by the way, for people listening. Uh, um, I I think that it is a bit of a fever dream. I know you really love the romance aspect of it, right?
mhm.
Yeah. And I'm fine with romance stuff. It's not like my favorite, but like I don't I'm not like I like that doesn't I don't have a problem with that. I it doesn't add anything to it for me, but like I don't mind it. Like it's fine. It's cute. It's nice. Um I love it. You know, like it's one of the, it's like what you were saying. It's like you have like the personal bias where like you can see its flaws, but like you just love it so much. It's like it was another one that I saw when I was young, and I was just like, whoa, the moving castle is so cool, and the story is so cool. Like I think it's like, I mean, you gave it a 10. I think that one's kind of tough for me. I think I like it better than Kiki and better than The Cat Returns. So, and I think it's a 9 for me. I think it's like on the same level as um Nausicaa and as Totoro for me. That's a 9. It's great. I mean, I see its flaws, but it's just a great, I just love it. I sometimes you want a fever dream of a movie. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
not a bad thing. Sometimes you want that. Um
One thought that I just had, and this might not make any sense, but so the prince was cursed by a wizard or a witch or something, right?
yeah, I don't know
I
who,
think.
but
I think. And so suddenly the war breaks out, and now like wizards and witches are brought in to fight this war.
right.
And it's like, why would the witch or wizard curse him if they were going to be brought into a war that was over basically their fault because they cursed them? I don't know. That was just like one little thought, but
maybe they
whatever.
maybe they were just a little bitch. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I'm giving that a 9. It's like we're both pointing out all of its plot holes, and yet we're still giving it really high scores.
It's still a good time.
It kind of surpasses its flaws. It's just a good movie.
Yeah.
Mhm. You know, now that I'm looking at because it lists all the run times for all these movies, most of them are pretty short.
Really?
Yeah. Cat Returns is only 75 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Most of them are under 2 hours. Some of them are over 2 hours. Princess Mononoke is 133 minutes. So next up, after Howl's Moving Castle, 2006. Tales from Earthsea. I don't think you saw this one, did you?
I haven't seen this one.
It's directed by Goro Miyazaki, who's Hayao Miyazaki's son. I don't remember it all that well. I think I saw it once, and I just remember everyone in the movie was kind of an asshole. I couldn't really follow the plot very well. I know JelloApocalypse hated it. I know that. He said, I think he said it was the one of the worst. I think it was like number 3 because he did the top 3 worst.
Mhm.
And yeah, I can definitely understand that. So I wouldn't say I hate it. I don't really remember it enough to hate it. I'm gonna give it like a. I'll give it like a 5. It's under under Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, it's one you don't hear about.
Right.
I think. Like you hear about Castle in the Sky, you hear about like all those, but Earthsea, I didn't hear about it until.
Right.
I don't know, probably until you mentioned it or JelloApocalypse. Like I had no idea it existed, so that I guess
So that's, I don't know if I mentioned, that's from
That's
2000.
all you need to know, I guess, about it. I don't know.
That is from 2006, by the way. So then 2008, the one you've all been waiting for.
Oh.
Ponyo, fishy in the sea. All right, before we talk shit, I just gotta say, respect to Hayao Miyazaki for being able to create Ponyo and Princess Mononoke. Respect for that versatility, for that range of styles. Respect to Miyazaki. With that said, I kind of hate Ponyo.
I don't like it. I don't know. If you gave it to like a child, if you let a child watch it, like your child would probably be fine. They'd probably enjoy it. You know, the style is good.
The animation.
It's just annoying. Ponyo's annoying.
There are certain aspects of it.
Her father is kind of weird.
There are certain aspects of it that I really liked. Like, there's something about after the flood when, like, he left his house and, like, the ocean had basically come to him. Like, that just looked really pretty. Like, all the sea life around their house. Like, that was cool. So, like, the art I thought was pretty gorgeous. It's cute. You know, it's not for me. I think Ponyo's kind of annoying. I think that her dad's just kind of fucking weird. Yeah, I don't really get anything out of it now. With that said, you know, I can definitely appreciate the talent. Like, it's a good kids film, so I'd probably give it a 6. It's probably on the same level as Castle in the Sky for me.
Yeah, I agree.
A 6.
Yeah. I never want to watch it again.
No.
I really don't. I don't need to.
Alright, so then 2010, I don't know if you saw this one, but it's based on, was it The Borrowers? That's about, like, the tiny little people?
Oh, yeah, The Secret World of Arrietty.
Yeah, it's actually just called Arrietty. I thought it was called
The Secret World of Arrietty. Oh, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, no, the movie's called Arrietty. Have you seen it?
I think I've seen half of it. And yeah, I think it is based on The Borrowers.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what it follows. Is it supposed to be like a romance between Arrietty and... I don't know. I don't remember. So I don't want to rate it because I don't know.
I think it's not quite... I think it's more like a really...
Friendship?
It's like a really stalkery friendship. Yeah, it's like a really creepy friendship. No, I'm recalling this one scene where one of the old ladies who lives in the house traps Arrietty's mother in, like, a jar and pokes breathing holes for her. And just that one scene is, like, that sums up how the movie kind of makes me feel sometimes. It's just kind of weird. It's slowly paced. It's annoying. It's, like... It's just kind of like, it makes you feel all like, ugh, like icky. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's probably like, I'm gonna give it another 5. I'm afraid to give it anything lower than a 5 because none of these movies are like actually terrible productions of film. So like, I hesitate to give anything under a 5, but so I'll just give that one a 5. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, but go with that.
And then 2011, from Up on Poppy Hill, aka as you like to call it, the incest mystery one.
Well, JelloApocalypse said it. I stole that.
Oh, you stole that from JelloApocalypse?
Yeah. Yes, he said that. Give credit where it's due. But I watched it recently. It was the first time I watched it. I remember when it came out, actually.
Really? That would have been like 10 years ago.
I know, I remember. It was weird. My mom and I went into a movie theater one day, and it was like either that movie or some other movie, and we ended up watching the more boring movie.
That's weird. That's so weird. Like, we're getting to that age where we're remembering things coming out. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah.
That's a weird.
Yeah. I
That's
remember
cool.
it. It was like there's a poster outside the movie theater. Like I remember it clearly when it came out. And I didn't watch it then, but watching it now, it's again like I mean you can't really say the animation in all of these is it's beautiful. This one's no exception. And I've said this before, but the only thing that bothers me about this movie is they try to put in two stories that should be separate. They try to combine these two stories, like, you know, a story that concerns the two main characters and then the story that concerns, like, the whole school.
What was the thing with the whole school again?
They were trying to save the clubhouse.
Oh yeah, and didn't he fall out of a window and break his arm?
Yeah. No, he jumped out of a window into the pool for some reason to prove a point, I guess. I don't know. But so that was one part of the story, and that's where it begins, like, you know, and if the whole movie were about, like, you know, trying to save this clubhouse while the two main characters are kind of developing feelings for each other.
Yeah.
You know, that would be fine. And when they add in, like, the main character's father, like, him being in the military and, you know, dying after a boat that he was on hit a mine, like, you know, that whole story, you know, is kind of interesting and, you know, shows the pain of that time.
Yeah.
I think it takes place right after World War II, I think.
Yeah, especially in Japan, it was kind of devastating.
But when they try to add in, like, oh, the two main characters might be brother and sister, it's a little strange that they even thought that. Because, yes, I'm sorry, I forget their names. I'm really bad with names. But the female main character, her father supposedly adopted the male main character.
So they were like step siblings?
Yeah, I guess, but he just adopted him. Like, they have no relation. And it's weird because the boy, you know, he thinks that that's his real father. Which, if you dug into records, like, he probably could have found that he was adopted.
Right, but instead they had to go to that sailor dude.
So it was just a little weird. And then they, like, clear all of that up at the, like, very last few minutes of the movie. And it's like, oh, well, now they're not brother and sister anymore. Now they can be in love. I don't know. I just, if they had focused on either just the clubhouse or just, you know, them questioning their relationship, or it would have been maybe a little better. Instead, they just tried to squeeze in two stories.
Yeah.
But it's still good. I don't hate it by all means. So, okay, how should I rate it? I think it's a 7.
A 7. That was a good episode.
6.5, 7.
6.5 to 7.
You know, yeah.
That was a good Lily Explains episode there. Yeah, we'll be having more of these on this show where Lily will explain in her own special little way.
And Henry Complains.
And we'll have Henry Complains. You already had a couple of those where I complain about the terrible characters in Castle in the Sky.
And where also Lily forgets names of
and Lily
main
forgets
characters.
that too. That too. I mean, we both do that, but yeah, I don't remember much about this movie. I mean, you basically explained the whole thing. I don't remember much. One thing I remember that's always stuck out to me since I saw the movie, and this is because I'm a little bit of a music nerd, but when she goes into the flashback where she talks about how her dad died with, like, the mine, and it shows, like, the boat blowing up, the music they had playing in the background was just it was just like an E note on a piano played over and over again with like space in between it and it rung out, and just that imagery with that very simple like minimalist music just hit me when I was a kid. It stuck
Right.
with me ever since I saw the movie. So like that's one part that like that's like the one thing I really remember about this movie. Yeah, I remember like how it was all cleared up in the end, and like I personally I feel like in real life the situation would be more kind of goofy than it would be dramatic
Mhm.
because
Well,
I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I know someone, because I don't want to like spill any personal details, but I know someone who knew someone who was like she liked this guy, and then a family reunion happened and they met each other at the family reunion, and it was like they had a good
oh,
laugh about it because they're like, oh shit, guess we can't, like, so I feel like this situation wouldn't be as dramatic as, to be fair, it is a drama movie, so I guess that makes sense, but like I just found it to be a little over the top from what I remember of it, and like they called
yeah.
her like their goddess
And,
of good luck or something. Wasn't that a thing?
mhm.
Yeah, that was a little
Yeah.
weird. That was a little weird.
Yeah, and also like I remember when the male main character when he kind of put together that his real father was also the girl's father, or not his real father, his adoptive father, who he thought was his real father. He started to act like really bitter towards her, like suddenly.
And that's like really unfair.
And it's like, okay, yeah, I know like that news is probably a bit shocking, and now you think, you can't love her the way you were, but it was just kind of uncalled for.
Yeah.
He just, I don't know, she had to, confront him about it, and, which is fine. It's just like, he could have said something. I don't know if he just didn't want to tell her, but then it was just weird. He just started acting like really bitter towards her.
I gotta say, anime guys, their logic usually does not make sense.
I mean, also they're like in middle school, so whatever. But
middle school? What the
fuck?
No,
oh no, they're in high school.
I was gonna say there's like a lot of like weird tension between them. Middle school.
No, I'm getting confused. The other Whisper of the Heart is they're in middle school. Up on Hoppy Hill, they're like second years in high school or so. I remember now. Sorry.
No, you're good. But yeah, I mean we've been talking about this one for a while. But I'll conclude by saying that like just the cute little town by the sea done in that animation style is gorgeous and beautiful, and I love it with all my heart. But yeah, I don't think it's like, just from now that it's kind of coming back to me, like I think it's kind of like a bit much for what it is. So I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. And then next up is this is from 2013, The Wind Rises. Which, have you seen that one?
No.
I actually think everything from here on out. I don't think you've seen it. I don't think you've seen any of these, but I have seen 2. There's 5 movies left, and I think I've seen 2 of them. So I guess I'll just quickly talk about those. So The Wind Rises, based on a true story about a man in Japan who built planes in World War II, which is a little problematic. I mean, Japan was allied with the Nazis, so but yeah, he built the planes. I don't really know how that went down. His wife got sick. It was pretty tragic. It's definitely, I think it's the main focus it's like a romance movie, I think, mainly. I don't know. I think I'd probably get more out of it now. Once again, it was 2013 and I saw it. This is the only Ghibli film I've ever seen in theaters. Like everything else I've seen on like DVD. But this one I saw in theaters. So I saw it when it came out in 2013, and I was like, what, 9 at the time? 8 or 9? Like, it's not it. I didn't really get much out of it as a kid. Maybe I would get more out of it now. I'm sure it's a very emotional film, but I also remember a lot of people saying that it sucked. So I don't know. I'm not gonna judge a movie that I don't remember very well. Um, but yeah. So I'm gonna get. I guess just for now, just from what I remember of it, I think I'll give it like. Just because I gave Porco Rosso a 7, and I actually kind of do like Porco Rosso, I think putting it on the same level as that, I wouldn't want to do that. So I'll give it like a 6. And then also from 2013, The Tale of the Princess Kaguya, which is actually done in a completely different animation style from usual. Like it's not like anime. It's not like an anime movie. It's more like it looks more like like those traditional Japanese ink paintings.
Yeah.
It looks like those but animated. Which
The
is
cover, I mean, I've only seen the cover, and it looks gorgeous.
It is. It's pretty.
Yeah.
No, it's a very pretty style. And I remember liking it. I don't know when I saw it. I think I was old enough to kind of get what was going on though, because I remember the entire thing was like a couple, like a man and a woman who are like older, so like, the woman can't give milk anymore, which becomes important in a second. And like they find this like flower or something, and the flower becomes a baby. And then the baby starts crying, and suddenly this older woman has milk again, so she nurses the baby. Basically, what ends up happening is like the mother wants, because once the girl gets older and she's like a little girl, the mother wants her to like stay with them and be happy in their like simple little life, but the father's like, no, she's destined for great things. She's destined to be like a princess. And so they make her go to like this palace where she has to train to be a princess, and it sucks. Like she has to like paint her teeth black for some reason, and like she has to like do all this stuff and like be all perfect and whatever. And like then suitors come trying to court her, and it sucks for her. Like she hates being a princess. But then I don't really remember how it happened, but at the end, like she was carried up to the heavens by like some kind of supernatural being, not really like God, or like it was like a big choir of like a big band and choir of like angels and space alien shit. I don't know, it's weird. But like they all carry her they all carry her up to the sky. I guess she ascends beyond that life, but I don't really know. I forget like the main storyline. I have to like watch it again. But I remember it being very good. Maybe the animation is better than the story, but I think the story wasn't bad. I think I'm gonna give that one a 7. I think it's on the same level as Porco Rosso. So there's that. And then the last 3, which I don't think either of us have seen. There's When Marnie Was There, which is the dead ghost grandma one.
Mhm.
Not planning on seeing that one. And then the next one is Earwig and the Witch. Haven't even heard of that one.
I don't know.
And then the last one is to be announced is How Do You Live, the upcoming one by Hayao Miyazaki. Doesn't say when it will come out, but I'm pretty excited. I mean, to be fair, Miyazaki's last few films have not been the best. Like I think his last one that was like amazing, where he like knocked it out of the park, was Howl's Moving Castle in 2004. But I'm still excited to see what he's gonna do. Who knows? Who knows what he'll do? So
What
yeah.
was the name again? It sounds more like a slice of life.
How Do You Live? Yeah. Literally has live in the title.
Yeah, so who knows?
All right.
See what happens.
Well, that was our rankings of every Ghibli movie that we've seen, at least. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. I guess we're gonna post this somewhere. I don't know, we haven't quite figured it out yet. Not very professional at all.
Nope.
But
first episode, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, right? You gotta start somewhere. Do you have anything else to add before we go, Lily?
Nope.
All right.
I think we covered
I think
everything.
we covered it all. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go back and like write down all the ratings just because might as well. But But yeah, I think we're done with that. I'm just gonna wait until the seconds get to 50 minutes because it's satisfying. So 5, 4, 3, goodbye, 2,
Bye.
1.